All right, so let's get right into it. Everyone wants to know which crypto is going to make them rich by 2025.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the dream, right?
It is, but we're not promising Lambos and yachts.
No, definitely not.
More like giving you the knowledge to make some smart decisions.
Exactly. Arm you with information and research.
Right, so we've got a ton of research here.
Yeah, we dug deep for this one.
And it seems like there are two main camps.
Okay, lay it on me.
First, you've got your established cryptos with room to grow,
Right, the ones that have already proven themselves.
like Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, even Polygon and Chainlink.
Solid choices for sure.
And then there's this whole other category, these up-and-coming pre-sale opportunities.
Okay, those are always interesting, high risk, high reward.
Exactly. And one that really caught our eye is Earth Meta.
Earth Meta, I haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty wild. They claim you can own virtual cities.
Cities, not just like a plot of land, a whole
It's
city.
a whole city. We're talking digital mayors and virtual skyscrapers.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
But before we get into the specifics,
Yeah, we need to talk strategy.
right, because everyone's heard those stories about people making a fortune in crypto.
Oh yeah, the legendary tales of overnight millionaires.
But I'm guessing it's not as easy as just picking a random coin and hoping for the best.
Uh-huh. No, definitely not. There's more to it than that.
So what's the secret sauce?
Well, it's all about timing and recognizing potential before it explodes.
Okay, so like getting in on the ground floor
Exactly. Think about those who bought Bitcoin back when it was just a few cents.
or Ethereum before it became the backbone of DeFi.
Exactly. Those are the people who saw the potential before the masses.
And reaped the rewards.
Big time.
So getting in early is key.
It's a huge advantage.
Like grabbing a seat on a rocket ship before it blasts off.
Love that analogy, and it's especially relevant to these pre-sale opportunities like Earth Meta.
Right, because you're getting in before the token even hits the exchanges.
Exactly. But we need to be cautious here.
Yeah, not every pre-sale is a golden ticket.
Definitely not. Some of these projects fizzle out before they even launch.
So due diligence is essential.
Absolutely. You got to do your research, read the white paper, understand the team behind the project.
Don't just FOMO in because it sounds cool or because someone on Twitter is hyping it up.
Exactly. Hype can be misleading. Focus on the fundamentals.
Okay, so let's circle back to Earth Meta.
Yeah, this virtual city thing is fascinating.
They're offering these cities during their pre-sale.
Okay, so you can be a digital landowner before the platform even launches.
And they claim these cities are going to generate passive income through a transaction tax.
A transaction tax, so like every time someone buys or sells something within your city, you get a cut.
Exactly. It's like being a digital mayor collecting taxes, but way cooler.
Uh-huh. I like that analogy.
So you not only own this virtual metropolis, you also get a piece of the action happening within its borders.
Interesting concept, and they're comparing their potential trajectory to those early metaverse projects like Decentraland and the Sandbox.
Right, where virtual land is now worth a
Well,
fortune.
they're hoping to ride that same wave of metaverse hype.
But those were the pioneers. Can Earth Meta really replicate that success?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
What makes them different aside from this city ownership thing?
Well, they're leaning heavily on the integration of AI.
AI in the metaverse.
Okay.
That's interesting.
They say their platform uses AI to help you manage your city, make smarter real estate decisions, maximize your earnings.
So it's not just about owning a virtual city, it's about managing it strategically with the help of AI,
That's the idea they're selling.
appealing to both the metaverse enthusiasts and the data-driven investors.
Clever strategy, but remember, this is all still very speculative.
Right. We're talking about a pre-sale, a project that hasn't even fully launched yet.
Exactly, there are inherent risks involved.
Potential rewards might be high, but so are the risks.
It's like investing in a startup in its very early stages. You could hit it big or you could lose everything.
So buyer beware.
Always.
Okay, so Earth Meta, lots of potential, lots of unknowns.
Definitely a high risk, high reward play.
And they're offering some pretty sweet pre-sale benefits, free cities, token bonuses, even the possibility of earning up to 128% APY through staking.
128% APY, that's a big number.
It is, but those high yields come with risks too.
Absolutely, high rewards typically equal high risks. It's a classic trade-off.
Okay, so while Earth Meta is promising a lot, it's important to approach it cautiously.
Agreed. Do your research understand the risks? Don't get swept up in the hype.
Right now, let's take a step back and look at some of those established cryptos,
Okay, back to the blue chips.
starting with the granddaddy of them all, Ethereum.
Ah, Ethereum, the OG of smart contracts.
It feels like everything in crypto traces back to Ethereum in some way.
It's the foundation, the bedrock of the ecosystem.
Our research calls it a global decentralized computer, which is a pretty mind-blowing concept.
It is. It goes beyond just being digital money.
Right, it's a platform that allows developers to build all sorts of decentralized applications.
Exactly. Cutting out the middlemen, changing the way we interact with technology.
And with the upcoming Ethereum 2.0 upgrade, they're transitioning from a proof-of-work system to a proof-of-stake model.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I've heard it's going to make Ethereum more scalable, energy efficient, and potentially even more secure.
It's a major technological advancement with huge implications for the entire crypto space.
So even though Ethereum has been around for a while, it's still evolving and innovating.
It's constantly improving, which is why it remains the cornerstone of the crypto world.
Now let's move on to Cardano.
Okay, Cardano, the eco-friendly crypto.
Yeah, I've heard that it uses a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, which is much less energy intensive than Bitcoin's proof-of-work system.
Exactly. And that's attracting a lot of investors who are concerned about the environmental impact of crypto.
Right. Sustainability is becoming a bigger and bigger issue.
Definitely. And Cardano is positioning itself as a leader in that space.
But it's not just about being green, right?
Yeah.
Cardano also has this ambition to bring financial services to underserved populations.
Yeah, particularly in developing countries, they're using blockchain technology to create a more inclusive financial system.
So they're trying to make a real-world impact.
Exactly, and that resonates with a lot of people.
It's not just about making money, it's about making a difference.
That's the beauty of crypto. It has the potential to change the world for the better.
Okay, so Cardano is playing the long game, focusing on sustainability, accessibility, and real-world applications.
It's building something with the potential for lasting impact.
Now let's talk about Solana.
Ah, Solana, the speed demon.
Yeah, our research compares Solana to having its own fast lane in a crowded pizza shop.
Haha, love that analogy.
While everyone else is waiting in line, Solana is zipping through, grabbing its pizza in seconds.
It can handle thousands of transactions per second, making it ideal for high-volume applications like decentralized exchanges, NFT marketplaces, even gaming.
And that speed and efficiency are attracting a ton of developers.
Absolutely. They're choosing Solana as the foundation for their projects because it can keep up with the demand.
Okay, so speed efficiency, a growing ecosystem of developers, those are all good signs for Solana's future.
They are, but it's still a relatively young blockchain.
Right. It hasn't been through the same trials and tribulations as Ethereum.
Exactly. So it's important to keep that in mind when evaluating its potential.
Okay, so we've got Earth Meta, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have, and they all represent different aspects of the crypto world.
The metaverse, the foundation, the speed demon, the eco warrior.
It's a diverse ecosystem with something for everyone.
But before we move on, there's one more crypto on our list that I'm curious about, Chainlink.
Ah, Chainlink, the bridge between the blockchain and the real world.
I remember reading about this. It's like a translator helping smart contracts understand information from the outside world.
Exactly. Smart contracts by their nature operate within the confines of the blockchain.
But many applications require real-world data to function.
Like stock prices, weather information, sports scores, you name it.
So Chainlink acts as a bridge, bringing that data onto the blockchain.
Exactly. It uses a decentralized network of oracles to retrieve and verify data from various sources, ensuring its accuracy and reliability.
So it's like giving smart contracts eyes and ears, allowing them to interact with the world in a whole new way.
Precisely. And as more complex applications are built on the blockchain, the demand for reliable Oracle services like Chainlink will only increase.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have. It's a lot to take in.
From virtual cities to decentralized computers to Oracle networks, it's clear that the crypto world is a vast and fascinating landscape.
It is, and we're just scratching the surface.
Well, good thing this is a multi-part series.
We've got plenty more to explore.
Before we wrap up this part, I just want to say, I'm starting to see the appeal of crypto.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
It's more than just digital money. It's a whole new way of thinking about finance technology and even the way we interact with the world.
It has the potential to change everything.
And that's what makes it so fascinating.
For sure.
All right, let's take a break and come back for part 2 where we'll dive even deeper into these cryptos.
Sounds good. I'm ready for more.
And hopefully by the end of this deep dive, we'll have a better idea of which crypto could potentially make you rich by 2025.
Or at least give you the knowledge to make some informed investment decisions.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, especially in the wild world of crypto. All right, so we've laid the groundwork, we've explored the crypto landscape, and now it's time to really dig into the details. Where do we even begin?
Well, you mentioned earlier that you were particularly intrigued by Earth Meta and their virtual city concept. Shall we revisit that?
Yeah, let's talk more about Earth Meadow. It still feels like the most speculative of the bunch, but also the one with the most potential for, well, explosive growth.
It definitely sits on the higher end of the risk-reward spectrum. Remember, they're drawing parallels to the early days of Decentraland and the Sandbox, where virtual land prices skyrocketed. But can they actually replicate that kind of success? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is, and I'm still a little fuzzy on how this whole city ownership thing works. Do you actually own the digital land, or is it more like a license? What happens if Earth Meta goes belly up?
Those are excellent questions. And honestly, the answers aren't always clear-cut in the metaverse. The specifics of ownership vary depending on the platform and its legal framework. It's crucial to scrutinize their white paper and terms of service to understand the fine print. Remember, we're talking about a relatively new and uncharted territory.
So buyer beware, especially in the crypto world where things move so fast and regulations are still catching up.
Precisely. But let's zoom back in on Earth Meta's unique selling proposition. These virtual cities, they're not just selling plots of land. They're selling entire digital ecosystems with the promise of passive income through a 1% transaction tax.
That 1% cut of every transaction within your city, it sounds alluring, but it also hinges on Earth Meta creating a thriving, bustling metaverse that attracts users and businesses. What if it becomes a ghost town?
That's the inherent risk, right? It all depends on adoption on Earth Meta, building a platform that people actually want to use and spend time in. It's not enough to just have fancy graphics and a cool concept. There
Yeah.
needs to be a reason for people to be there, to interact, to transact.
They're also banking heavily on AI, claiming their platform will help users manage their virtual cities and make smart real estate decisions.
Right. They're pitching this as a combination of the metaverse and AI, two of the hottest trends right now. But how effective will this AI actually be? Can it really predict the next hotspot in the metaverse? That remains to be seen.
And then there are those juicy pre-sale benefits, free cities, token bonuses, 128% APY. Through staking, it almost feels too good to be true.
It's certainly a tempting proposition designed to entice early investors. But as we discussed earlier, high rewards often come with high risks. Those eye-popping APY figures, for instance, how sustainable are they? What happens when the presale ends?
I'm getting the sense that Earth Meta is a high-risk, high-reward,
Yeah.
kind of play a lot of unknowns, a lot of potential, but also a lot that could go wrong.
Exactly. It's crucial to go into this with eyes wide open, understanding both the upsides and the downsides now to balance things out. Let's look at Ethereum.
Okay, Ethereum, the old reliable, it's been around for a while. It's weathered its share of storms, and it's still considered the bedrock of the crypto ecosystem.
It's certainly earned that reputation. Ethereum's smart contract functionality has enabled the creation of countless decentralized applications from DeFi platforms to NFT marketplaces. It's literally changing the way we interact with finance and technology.
And with the transition to Ethereum 2.0, they're addressing some of its limitations like scalability and energy consumption.
Yes. The move to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism is a major upgrade, making Ethereum more efficient, sustainable, and potentially even more secure. It's a testament to their commitment to continuous improvement and innovation.
But isn't Ethereum still facing stiff competition from newer blockchains like Solana, which are faster and cheaper?
There's definitely competition, that's for sure. The blockchain space is constantly evolving and new challengers are emerging all the time, but Ethereum has a few key advantages. It has a massive developer community, a robust ecosystem of applications, and a proven track record of security and stability. These factors shouldn't be underestimated.
It's like the saying, nobody ever got fired for buying IBM. Ethereum might not be the flashiest or the fastest, but it's reliable and well-established.
It's a fair comparison now. Speaking of newer players, let's revisit Solana. It's been turning heads with its impressive transaction speeds and low fees, attracting a lot of developers who are looking for a more efficient platform.
Yeah, that fast lane analogy really stuck with me. Solana is all about speed and scalability, which is crucial in a world where users expect instant gratification.
Exactly. And as more developers build applications on Solana, its ecosystem grows, attracting more users and creating a network effect.
But can Solana maintain this momentum? Can it really compete with the likes of Ethereum in the long run?
That's the question, isn't it? Solana still has a lot to prove. It's a relatively new player, and its security and decentralization have been questioned by some critics. It's something for our listener to consider when evaluating Solana's potential.
I know crypto is without its risks and challenges. It's about weighing the potential rewards against the potential downsides. Now let's shift gears to Cardano. It seems to be taking a different approach, focusing on sustainability, security, and real-world applications.
Cardano is definitely playing a long game, emphasizing a methodical, research-driven approach to development. Its proof-of-stake system is environmentally friendly, and its focus on bringing financial services to underserved populations is commendable.
But is Cardano moving fast enough? The crypto world moves at lightning speed, and sometimes it feels like Cardano is lagging behind.
It's a valid concern. Cardano's development has been slower than some other blockchains, and it hasn't seen the same level of adoption in terms of decentralized applications. But its proponents argue that this slower, more deliberate approach is necessary to build a solid foundation for long-term growth.
So it's a trade-off: speed versus security and stability. Cardano is betting on the latter, which might appeal to investors who are looking for a more conservative approach.
It's all about finding the right fit for your investment strategy and risk tolerance. Now, let's talk about Polygon. It's been gaining traction as a solution to Ethereum's scalability issues, acting as a sort of sidechain that can process transactions more efficiently.
Yeah, I like that analogy of interconnected highways, allowing for a smoother flow of transactions. It seems like a practical solution to a pressing problem.
It is, and with its focus on interoperability, Polygon is aiming to connect different blockchains, creating a more unified and versatile ecosystem. This could be a game changer, as it would allow for seamless communication and interaction between different blockchain platforms.
So Polygon is not just about scaling Ethereum. It's about building bridges between different blockchains. It's a vision of a more interconnected and collaborative crypto world.
Exactly, and that vision is resonating with a lot of developers and projects who are choosing to build on Polygon. Its adoption rate has been impressive, and its native token Matic has seen significant price appreciation.
Okay, so Polygon is solving a real problem. It's gaining traction and its token is performing well. That checks a lot of boxes.
It does, but it's also important to consider the competitive landscape. There are other Layer 2 solutions out there, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Polygon isn't the only game in town.
Right, it's important to do your research and compare different solutions before making any investment decisions. Now, before we move on to other cryptos, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Arbitrum. It seems like a more specialized solution, specifically focused on scaling Ethereum.
Arbitrum is definitely playing a vital role in helping Ethereum handle its growing pains. It's a Layer 2 solution that allows for more efficient transaction processing, reducing fees and congestion on the main Ethereum network.
But isn't Arbitrum facing competition from other Layer 2 solutions like Optimism?
Absolutely. The Layer 2 space is becoming increasingly crowded with various projects vying for dominance. Each solution has its own approach and its own set of trade-offs.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah.
Investors need to understand the nuances of each Layer 2 solution before deciding which one, if any, aligns with their investment strategy.
Precisely. It's about understanding the technology, the team behind the project, the adoption rate, and the overall competitive landscape.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this second part of our deep dive. We've revisited Earth Meta, delved deeper into Ethereum, and Solana explored the scalability solutions of Polygon and Arbitrum, and even touched on the competitive landscape of Layer 2 technologies. I'm feeling like I'm starting to get a better grasp of the complexities and the nuances of the crypto world.
That's great to hear, but remember, we've only just begun to explore the vast universe of cryptocurrencies. There's so much more to discover.
Well, luckily for us, we have one more part in this deep dive. I'm ready to venture further into the cryptoverse. Okay, so here we are, part 3, final stretch of our crypto journey.
I feel like I've learned a ton, but honestly, it's a lot to process.
It is. There's a lot happening in the crypto world, always moving so fast.
But that's what makes it exciting, right? All this innovation and potential.
Definitely, it's a fascinating space to watch, even if you're not investing.
But speaking of investing, I think we need to circle back to that initial question, the one that everyone wants to know.
The million-dollar question: which crypto is going to make you rich by 2025? It's exactly. I know there are no guarantees, but I'm hoping we can at least offer some insights based on our deep dive.
You can definitely point out some trends, some things to look for.
Okay, so what are the key takeaways? What should investors be paying attention to?
Well, one thing we've seen over and over again is that successful cryptos tend to solve real problems.
Right. They're not just hype. They're actually offering solutions, whether it's scalability or security or access to financial services.
Exactly. Think about Ethereum. It revolutionized the way we think about decentralized applications.
And Solana tackled the issue of speed and efficiency.
Polygon is building bridges between blockchains.
And even Earth Meta, with its virtual city concept, is tapping into the growing interest in the metaverse.
Exactly. It's not enough to just have a cool idea. You need to be solving a problem that people care about.
Another thing we talked about is timing. Getting in early on a promising project can lead to massive gains.
Absolutely. But it's also risky. Those early stage investments can be volatile.
So it's a balancing act, recognizing potential while managing risk.
Exactly. You need to do your research, understand the fundamentals, and be prepared for the ups and downs.
Speaking of research, we also talked about the importance of looking beyond the hype.
Yeah, don't just FOMO into something because it's trending on Twitter or because some influencer is shilling it.
Right. Do your own due diligence,
Yeah.
read the white paper, understand the technology and the team behind the project.
And don't underestimate the power of community projects with strong, passionate communities tend to be more resilient.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about the people and the vision behind the project.
Exactly. And finally, remember that the crypto world is constantly evolving. What's hot today might be old news tomorrow.
So stay informed, keep learning, and be adaptable.
That's the key to success in any emerging market.
Okay, so to bring it all back to that million-dollar question.
Yeah. Which crypto has the best shot at making you rich by 2025?
I know you can't predict the future, but any final thoughts?
Well, based on our deep dive, I'd say the best crypto to invest in is the one that you believe in the most.
The one that aligns with your research, your risk tolerance, and your overall investment strategy.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's about finding the project that resonates with you.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. If you had to choose just one of these cryptos to invest in today, which one would it be and why?
That's a great question. One that I hope will spark some thoughtful reflection.
It's all about doing your research and finding the crypto that fits your goals and your beliefs.
Absolutely. And remember, the crypto world is full of possibilities, exciting and daunting. So approach it with curiosity, but also with caution.
Well said. It's been a wild ride exploring the cryptoverse with you.
Likewise, I always enjoy these deep dives.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and maybe even discovered a crypto or two that has piqued your interest.
Happy investing. And remember, the future of finance is being written right now, and you have the opportunity to be a part of it.
That's a powerful thought. And on that note, we'll sign off for today. Until next time, keep exploring the ever-changing world of crypto.